Well, I think it's very typical in business. The goal is that we're serving more clients. The goal is that we're making more money, and the goal is that we're making an impact. And so what happens? People struggle to get clients. They don't know which marketing advice to follow, right? Because there's so much marketing advice out there. And if they follow everything, it becomes nothing but complexity. Oh, I have to have a podcast, and I have to have a blog, and I have to be on LinkedIn, and I better be on Instagram, and I better have a group, and I better join groups, and I maybe need a school community. I need to do a launch. Wait, I have to do a master class. Oh, what about my YouTube channel? I mean, we can go on forever, right, Shauna?
I'm a marketer, and it's paining me.
It's hurting. And that's why I do what I do. When you learn how to break it down, it's not complex. Marketing, and this is the rebellious part for me, marketing is really simple. Marketing is about human to human, heart to heart connection, and simply allowing people into your world so that you can help them. So we're doing here, just allowing people into our worlds, helping them. And then if it resonates for them to take a step and go further, we don't have to go, let me tell you why, let me tell you how great I am, let me tell you how good it is. Blah, 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 blah. We can simply extend our hands and we can say, this is how I can help. And if you take our hands, great. And if it doesn't resonate for you, also great. That really breaks down how to do marketing. And what I talk about is reverse marketing. They come to you and raise their hand. So you're not out there going, I got to go hunt and get a new client today, because that just sounds yucky.
Your business is struggling. I get it. You need the clients. You really want to help others to achieve their fullest potential. And yet you're sitting here in the weeds. Every challenge you face feels bigger and bigger. How the hell are you going to get out of it? Well, that's why we have Terry here today. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, why this topic matters to her, and why it absolutely matters to all of you. Terry, welcome to the show.
I am delighted to be here. Thanks for having me. So I'm Dr. Terry Levine. My company is Heartrepreneur. I have been in this industry for over 30 years, which I can't believe. And I am all about helping people not only get clients and make money, really impacting those that they want to impact and doing it in a very simple way, no complexity, no heavy selling and marketing, really having a business that we call a Heartrepreneur-based business.
I love that so much. And it's so funny because I know that people who are joining us today are thinking, wait, hold on. So she's not doing any heavy marketing. Why is she here on the Marketing Rebels podcast? Oh, this is a great question. I'm glad that you asked. So this is a really important conversation because marketing doesn't have to be hard and it doesn't have to feel like you're a shark. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, how we can really overcome those struggles, how we can get out of the weeds and do so in a way that feels not only aligned, but also, well, let's be real, fun and doable. So to start with, I wanted to ask you something similar to what we kind of broached at the beginning of this recording, is just that whole idea of what is the actual struggle that people are coming to you with? Tell me about that so that everyone here can nod their heads and go, oh my God, yes, because I get it. I hear it all the time.
Well, I think it's very typical in business. The goal is that we're serving more clients. The goal is that we're making more money, and the goal is that we're making an impact. And so what happens? People struggle to get clients. They don't know which marketing advice to follow, right? Because there's so much marketing advice out there. And if they follow everything, it becomes nothing but complexity. Oh, I have to have a podcast, and I have to have a blog, and I have to be on LinkedIn, and I better be on Instagram, and I better have a group, and I better join groups, and I maybe need a school community. I need to do a launch. Wait, I have to do a master class. Oh, what about my YouTube channel? I mean, we can go on forever, right, Shauna?
I'm a marketer, and it's paining me.
It's hurting. And that's why I do what I do. When you learn how to break it down, it's not complex. Marketing, and this is the rebellious part for me, marketing is really simple. Marketing is about human to human, heart to heart connection, and simply allowing people into your world so that you can help them. So we're doing here, just allowing people into our worlds, helping them. And then if it resonates for them to take a step and go further, we don't have to go, let me tell you why, let me tell you how great I am, let me tell you how good it is. Blah, 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 blah. We can simply extend our hands and we can say, this is how I can help. And if you take our hands, great. And if it doesn't resonate for you, also great. That really breaks down how to do marketing. And what I talk about is reverse marketing. They come to you and raise their hand. So you're not out there going, I got to go hunt and get a new client today, because that just sounds yucky.
Yeah. Like even just you saying that, ew, no. I've also heard people say something about like sniping, like making sure you're so hyper specific, and it doesn't feel good. And you want conversion that feels good. This is a really important part of how you're showing up, and remembering that you're never not marketing. So all of these conversations, all of these ways that you're showing up is in fact marketing, but it's very much that whole idea of reverse marketing that you suggested. Some people term it attraction marketing, that sort of idea. Just like turn yourself into a magnet by being your most authentic and aligned self and letting people know that you exist and what kind of transformation you provide.
Yeah. And you said something really important. I say this all the time. Always be marketing. Now, that doesn't mean I'm walking around going, let me tell you about my business and what I do. I'm just always aware and alert and always open to share and to help, whether or not someone is investing in me. Allowing people to get value, to get education. So I say to people who don't have enough leads, lovingly, you're not creating enough value. If you're creating enough value, people start raising their hands and they come to you. You don't have to go to them. You're asked to go speak at a conference. You're asked to write a chapter in a book. You're asked by someone, can you come on my podcast? You're asked by someone, how do I get to work with you? And it's a lot more fun. And it's really making a bigger impact in the world. And I just wanted to give one example. Could I do that?
Always. Examples are always so important. This is the tangibility and the value that you're speaking of. We are role models. And
yes.
Yes.
This is how I think of it. If you travel to my home, I'm in Mexico in the winter, so I'm here right now. If you travel to my home and had a long flight, got off the plane, it's hot out, I would greet you at the door and I might say something like, would you like water, iced tea, lemonade? Now, I'm not selling you any of those things. I'm simply letting you know what's available. If you say, no, thank you, I don't go, really? Because I made fresh lemonade and it's really good. And I'm insulted that you're not. I don't try and sell it to you. I just go, okay. I know also don't take it personally. Maybe you're not thirsty. Maybe you don't like any of those things. Maybe you want to settle down and wait till later. So I think of marketing as the same thing. Simply extend your hand and then allow the person to make a decision, which is why I don't overcome objections. I don't have any script. People go, well, did you script a conversation? Why would I script a conversation, a human to human, where we're listening and talking? No, I just show up and I'm authentically who I am. And if that works for you and you want my help, great. And if it doesn't and you leave and go, well, that was a valuable conversation, then I've done my job. That's it.
That's part of the conversion piece that a lot of people forget.
Yes.
And I bring this up a lot when it comes to even just like if somebody chooses to create content, if they want to be an active, outgoing, outbound marketer. When you're creating a post, even, usually it has certain structure about it. And part of that structure includes like a body where there's a story and some kind of transformation. And that's usually where we start to lean into the conversion event. People often think of conversion as a sale. We're going to get the sale. We're going to land the deal. The reality of conversion is that you've effectively created that transformation. If it's a yes into your program or your offer, cool, right on. It can also be oh, I hadn't thought about it that way. You've now converted, right? You've taken their mind and you've shifted it slightly. That is powerful. And that is you making an impact. And that impact will ripple.
And that's all the distinction between AI. AI is great for research. AI can't have those conversations. That's why I tell my clients, don't write your posts with AI. AI lacks emotion. And our storytelling that you mentioned within our posts can be transformational. Take the time to use your human brain, your own stories, your own emotion, and you'll start to reach people at their core. They might buy from you, they might not. In any case, you're doing what you're here to do, which is making a difference.
Absolutely. Now, I will add like a little asterisk to that, just from my point of view, is like AI, I 100% agree with you. And like, this is not an either or. For all of you joining us today, we're not talking about either ors because the world is not really that black and white. This is a yes and situation. Don't lean heavily on AI so that it winds up being a replacement for your voice. But understanding that AI has a role as a tool, especially for people who either like myself, do not think linearly. If you have a brain that thinks outside of the box, sometimes AI can help you to organize the amazing explosions of ideas you have into a concise way. But then you take that, first of all, you're feeding it your authentic truths. Then you're taking that and you're just using its through line, its organization. All of the rest must be you. All of the rest must contain that je ne sais quoi that is you, because everybody has a little different, and that's a really important distinction between using AI as a crutch and using it to amplify your voice.
I love that you use the word tool. I think it is a tool, and I think as long as you know that it's a tool and that you keep in mind, AI is simply gathering data from the internet, and 80% of the data, just so you know, comes from Reddit. Where does Reddit get its data? From people like you and me just feeding it, whatever. So you don't always know how truthful the AI data is. So do your research. And the other thing is, and this has been a big deal in AI in the last 6 months, is AI is now thinking on its own. And so AI is giving you back information that may or may not be correct. So using it as that tool, I think it's very helpful. I use it for research. I use it to structure things. Let me structure, like I have a whole program in my head. If you leave it to me, have 50 million components, let AI structure. Does that make sense?
100. That's creating the skeleton out of all of the jumbled, amazing ideas that we have. That is, for me, the most effective use of AI.
Same.
Now, that said, I want to kind of approach, because AI is a robot, is a tool, is a this, that, and the other. We are entrepreneurs. So that's where we're going to lead with, is that heart. And the next question I have for you, because we touched on it briefly about the extensive list of things that the gurus will tell you to do, and it's exhausting. I want to ask, other than that ridiculous list, what else are people doing right now that isn't serving them, that they could be doing better?
So first, I'm going to give you 2 words that I cannot stand that a lot of the bros like to use out there: hustle and grind.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to wake up life hustling and grinding. And while we know our check-in dates, our birth dates, we do not know our check-out dates, right? And so in whatever limited time I have on the planet, I want to fully enjoy that. So entrepreneurs create what I call a life first business. We live well and then we earn well. So the number one thing that I see people doing is focusing so much time and attention on their business and on earning and money, money, money. Their life is being lived by default and not by design. So we have to take a step back and say, let me first design my life. Here it is. How does my current business fit into that? And how do I need to shift it and change it? Which is going to show you right away all the things that you're doing that you can say no to. If you love to write articles, write articles. If you love running an online community, which I do, run that community. If you hate doing webinars, don't do it. If you don't like posting on the internet, stop. If you don't want to create videos for TikTok or YouTube, just don't. So you can pick literally a couple of things that you love to do. I have 2. That's it. And stay in your lane and do those couple of things. Do it with love. Do it heart to heart. And that's all you need to do. Literally, that's all. I do one thing. I run a Facebook community as a lab where I give away free consulting inside a lab. There's a paid membership some people have, and everybody else is in there for free. And I just create value, and I help, and I share, and I give, and I really don't do any other marketing. That's it.
Hang out where you want to hang out. When it comes down to it, right? Actually, what's interesting, and this is something I've only shared with a select people, and I'd love to share it here to just kind of get your perspective on this and see how that fits into your I was going to say diagram. It's not a diagram, but into this dialogue.
Yeah.
So I want to approach this as a lifestyle entrepreneur, because I am a lifestyle entrepreneur. Everything I do in my business is based around my desired lifestyle and my reality as the human I am, right? So it's this beautiful amalgamation of cool things that makes my life fun. One thing I want to try to do, and I'm not just I want to try to do, I am going to do starting this month, is I'm going to a local cafe, and it's going to be the same day, same time every month, last Saturday of the month, about 7:30, 8 o'clock for about 2 hours. I'm going to hang out there. I'm just going to bring, and no work allowed, I'm going to bring my crochet, maybe a book. I might even bring my Switch and sit there and be an idiot on a video game. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just something, whatever makes me happy. And I'm going to let a few people know who live near me, friends, could be business people. It doesn't matter. Just that's where I'm going to be. If you show up, cool. If you don't, cool. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be there. This is leaning on that idea of hang out where you want to hang out. Attract the people who are meant to be attracted to you. Extend the invitation, but don't expect anything from it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that idea. And I'll tell you why. If you're doing what you love to do in a place where you love to do it, you will attract the right people because you'll be in that space. And I have an example of that. I love walking. I just love walking outside, love walking. And I walk at a local park quite frequently when I'm in my house in Pennsylvania. And I have met so many people just walking and talking. Some of them have actually become clients. That's the last thing I was planning is like, I'm going to take a walk to get a client, right? No, I just engaged in conversation. One woman and I we kind of hit it off. And she said, what if we explore a different park every month? And for like 2 years, we're just walking in different parks. And one day she said, I just went online and I saw the stuff that you do that you never talked about. And she said, I'm starting a business. I could use your help. I was like, okay. Right? Why? Because I'm just in my element doing what I love, loving what I do. So I love that you said that, and you could create a hub like that online, offline, wherever you want to be. Oh, that gave me goosebumps. That's a really cool idea.
And that's it, right? And I love that. I love your example. And I think that this is, for me, something that is the same idea. And it really exemplifies that lived experience of it's not just show up, because I hate that advice. I think that's just silly. Just show up. There are too many moving pieces to really be able to step into that. However, if you understand the moving pieces, it can be as simple as just showing up.
Because you said something important there. You talked about the action part of just showing up, right? So, quote, the law of attraction, here we are, we're showing up. The word attraction has the word action built right into it. Here's the action. I'm going to be there from this time to that time. You're invited to show up, right? You are taking an action, inviting people in. The law of attraction would have us think, oh, I'm just going to sit in a cafe and, everyone's going to just show. It doesn't work that way. One of my very good friends who I love and adore, Joe Vitale, I've known him a very long time, way before The Secret, way before he was such a big deal. He's one of my favorite marketers. He doesn't just show up. Do you think that the movie The Secret just showed up? Or do you think there was huge marketing and a marketing budget? Why? Because while they understand the principles of attraction, they know that action has to go with it. They have to be synergistic.
Yes. This is so key. And this is really important for a lot of the conversations that I have with people who are working with me, coaches and therapists. We talk about manifestation and it's all woo. It's only woo if you sit on your hands and you go, universe, grant me all my wishes as though it's a genie. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's about getting into the headspace of attraction and doing the work necessary in order to achieve your goals.
Yeah, it's so funny. When I first started coach training, 30-something years ago, they gave us an assignment, and it was to go get 5 clients this week. I took that very seriously. So I came back with 7, and we're going around this virtual telephone line back then, teleconference, and nobody had any clients other than me. And I thought, well, you told us to go get clients. So I went and I got clients, right? Well, what did the other people do? Well, one sat on top of a mountain with their crystals. I'm really not kidding. Another waited for the phone to ring because a coach told her that if you tell the phone to ring, the phone will ring. It's like, really? Because I don't know that people have my phone number to call me. Everybody was doing all this, and I thought, okay, they're going to think that I'm not woo because I sound like, and I'm like, well, I did a lot of the same things you all did, except I knew people needed my phone number for the phone to ring. So I found a way to tell people about me and invited them to call me. I also, I'm surrounded by crystals. I love crystals and all of that. However, I didn't just hold a crystal. I got some inspiration and I thought of somebody that I could reach out to. So the missing part that I see a lot, and I really want to say this to the listeners, is you have to really pay attention to, am I taking action that supports the intention that I'm putting out there?
I just wanted that to land for a minute because this is important.
Yes.
That aligned action makes a difference. Now, I understand that a lot of people joining us today for the conversation are also like, I know you're all nodding, going, yeah, I get it. And it feels hard. It feels complex. I don't know what I don't know. And we can continue to elaborate on all these doubts and fears that emerge from us when we're doing hard things. So my next question is really, how can we simplify this? How can we simplify our business and the actions that we take so that they're not only aligned, spiritually, energetically, but also aligned to actually moving the needle and getting our dreams to become reality?
Yeah, that's a big question. So the first thing I would say is to write a list of all the marketing activities that you were told you should do that you really don't enjoy. Just make a list and make it a big list. I mean, make every single thing. Well, I heard I'm supposed to do this, like write them all. Write down the ones you've tried that you don't like, the ones you've tried that haven't had any success, the ones that, maybe is working for all these people and hasn't worked for you. Write all those down. Then I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen. And by the way, don't keyboard these things. When you keyboard, you shut off one. There you go. She's got her pen.
My pen.
Mine right here. You shut off half of your brain. One hemisphere is closed when you keyboard. And you know what hemisphere that is? Your creative hemisphere. That's why you don't want to keyboard. So you take a pen and a paper and then you write down, what are all the things that you just like doing? Like, I'd be on social media when I wasn't at work. I love to create content, even if I wasn't at work. For me, I love community. So that's my whole thing. My one Facebook community is where I hang out. It's where I create value. It's where I answer questions. Doesn't mean it's right for you. I just love it. It's super simple. I do one thing. That's all I do. I happen to love conversation like this. So I'll be on select podcasts and I will invite amazing people like Shauna, who was on my podcast. I do that because it's fun and I enjoy it. Now I have two lists, right? So you have a list of all these things you don't like. Stop doing them because energetically, people can tell that you're not enjoying it. Let it go. Find from the list of things that you do like how that works into your life. So let me give you an example. I just talked to a client about this today. A client who loves social media was also finding that she was spending so much time on social media, she wasn't paying attention at home to the things that were going on. So what I had her do is still do social media because you love that. However, here's your life. Is your life design plan being followed or are you letting social media dictate? And that was her wake-up call. And now she uses a timer at select times during the day when she could do her social media, okay? So pick your green light activities that you enjoy and look at your life design plan. You're going to need one. And then say, where does that fit? How does that fit? Because if you show up doing something you love energetically, you're going to attract people that will come into your world.
Absolutely. And this is actually my favorite example as well. I love that you said you love having conversations because that's where this podcast was born. I did not think, I'm going to start a podcast because I can leverage it for my business. That was not where my brain was at. In fact, I wanted to start a podcast because I wanted to have really smart, insightful, deep conversations with people that wasn't just superficial fluff. Because I'm tired of talking about the local sports team and the weather. I'm tired of it. So I needed to have a space, a container where I could do that. Now, my coach at the time, amazing, amazing woman, she helped me to merge the idea of what the passion was and to support my business. Granted, I'll give her that, brilliant lady. So this is where Marketing Rebels comes from. And I'm not doing it because I feel like I have to. I would do this even if I didn't have a business. And that's the difference. And here's the cool thing, everyone. And I never really went out on a limb to try to make this podcast big. That wasn't my thing. I wanted to know people. The purpose wasn't promotion. It was getting to know the cool people who are on the show. Turns out, without me trying, I'm in the top 10% in my niche. Had no idea until somebody messaged me and said, hey, congratulations. I was like, on what? So this is the beauty of aligned action.
Exactly.
You'll reap the reward. Now, that said, truly, I know that Terry, you and I, we could talk all day. We could. The day is only so long, and we do have things to do. We have to take that aligned action. So what I'm going to ask you right now is to please think for a moment about one piece of just golden shimmering wisdom in your 30 years that you can extract and give to myself, of course, but also all of the people who are joining us here for the conversation. I'd like you to give it to us and let us run with it for the rest of the day and for the weeks to come. Now, I know that's a big ask, so I'll give you a moment to think about it. And in the meantime, I want to remind everybody here that conversations just like this happen every single week, and you are invited. Please hit the bell below. Make sure you subscribe so that you get a notification that says, hey, don't miss the conversation that you're invited to. Leave comments, like, share. You're a part of this, and we want to keep up the conversation. We will reply. With that, I will get off my soapbox. Please, Terry, tell the people what they need to hear.
It's going to be very simple, and it's still the thing that changed my life and my business that I'm going to recommend. And that is to ask yourself this question over and over and over again all day long. What is working? What is working? Our human brains like to focus on problems and challenges. We go into firefighting mode. What's the problem I need to fix? And what if you just stop and slow down and you go, what is working? What is working? I don't care if it's something teeny tiny. Things are always working for you, always working in your favor. So allow yourself to ask that question, say it out loud, do some self-coaching. What is working, especially in the moments when you're like, oh, that didn't work. Really? Well, what is working? That question for me has been a gift that has transformed my life, my business, my health, and my relationships. So that is the question I leave you with. What is working?
Beautiful. And let everybody know how they can dive a little bit deeper into your world, because I can tell you right now that they're going to want to.
Simple 8-shift framework. My clients encouraged me to put it out in a book format because it has transformed their lives, businesses, health, and relationships. And you can get it at book.terrylevine.com, book.terrylevine.com, and go through the very simple 8 steps. You will shift your business, your life, your health, your relationships. It is a game changer.
Oh my goodness. So this is the whole thing, right? We want simplicity. We want to stop shoulding all over ourselves. We want to really keep doing the things that are working so that we can achieve our goals. And we get to have what we want when we step into that space of authentic, aligned action.
Exactly.
I want to thank you very much, Terry, for joining us today for this conversation. It has been an absolute joy. I also want to remind everybody else that we are not going anywhere. You can reach out anytime, and your position here, you are a welcomed guest. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will chat soon. Bye now.